The LA Times continues to dig into an Olympic official's past with Jeffrey Epstein, but not a Dodgers owner. Rickea Jackson might need to embrace the single life for a while, and the Lakers rummage through the buyout market and they're like, nah. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. So it's February 10th, 2026. Welcome back to the home office. Do you like being in the know about LA sports? Well, if you do, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. By all means, comment. We have a quick look at the scoreboard this morning. Oklahoma City defeated the Lakers 119-110. LeBron James scored 22 points. The Lakers are also going to play tonight. They're going to host San Antonio at 7:30. But also, the Clippers are at Houston at 5. Do you remember when the Clippers traded James Harden? Do you remember that? And the incoming guard Darius Garland was all, oh, me? Injured? Nah, man, I'm raring to go. No, he ain't, bruh. No, he ain't. There is no timetable for his return. His right toe has healed, but the left toe still recovering from surgery. So, yeah, it's going to be Kawhi Leonard and a bunch of randos until further notice. Buckle up. And with that out of the way, let's get to the news. It's been about a week and a half, and we still don't have a single comment from the Dodgers, from the Lakers, from the Sparks, from Chelsea FC in the Premier League about minority owner Todd Boehly's name being included in a recent Department of Justice document dump about Jeffrey Epstein. The LA Times, though, they can't wait to tell you what a stinker Casey Wasserman is. The guy who is overseeing the 2028 Los Angeles Summer Olympics buildup. I've read 2 long stories on the guy, which even included a reminder that he was at least part of one of 3 different groups that tried to make arena football a thing in LA. To be fair, nobody is reporting that Wasserman did anything illegal. Nobody's even alleging it, which of course, the allegations, if there were, would be what you would expect when your name is linked to Jeffrey Epstein. We do know Wasserman boarded a plane that was going to go on a humanitarian tour of Africa with former President Clinton, not the evil orange guy, Epstein, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, and several unidentified women. FBI notes claim that the girls, by the way, were ages 20 to 22. That plane, by the way, would eventually be renamed the Lolita Express. I think we've all heard of that by now. We also know that there were some pretty flirty emails between Wasserman and Epstein's madam, Ghislaine Maxwell. Wasserman did tell the Times the humanitarian trip was the only time he ever met Epstein. And we also know that Wasserman apologized profusely. So you can make your own judgments about the guy. I'm not. Because I have a question. The Times quotes some political muckety-muck saying, quote, Wasserman's in trouble. Those games are so important to Los Angeles economically and politically. This will not be helpful to the city if this drumbeat continues and gets louder, unquote. Now, I disagree because Salt Lake City's Olympic Committee might disagree with that as well. But let's put that to the side. My question is, what about Boehly? Huh? Why is there zero curiosity whatsoever about a guy who owns big stakes in 3 LA pro sports teams, including arguably the 2 most popular in LA? I don't think there is an argument. Who's more popular than the Dodgers and Lakers? I grew up watching Rams football. I was happy they came back. Let's be real. SoFi Stadium does get taken over whenever the Rams or Chargers take the field. This is a Dodgers and Lakers town. But we don't even get a press release about the owner. And if you're sitting there comparing how big of a deal the Olympics are to, say, Dodger baseball, know this. There's an Olympics going on right now. I haven't watched a single second of it. But believe you me, I'm going to be watching a lot of Dodger baseball. I am watching a lot of Laker basketball. I would like to know that the teams I root for do not have owners with lengthy backgrounds with convicted criminals, particularly the type of crimes that Epstein was also convicted of and accused of all over again. I am not saying, I've had to repeat this because obviously I don't want to get sued. I am not saying that Todd Boehly has done anything illegal. I still want an explanation. On happier news, pitchers and catchers report for your two-time defending World Series champions Thursday. There are 32 non-roster players that were invited, including some of the franchise's top prospects. And to be frank with you, I'm very interested. Very much so. Because last week, the Times asked rhetorically if the Dodger farm system is overrated. When you are constantly having a minor league system ranked number 1, that's a pretty easy charge to levy. So, I want to know how legit the farm system is. Now keep in mind, I don't expect any of these prospects to make the cut. Even the elite ones, such as Josue de Paula, Zahir Hope, they're considered at least a year away. But if the Dodgers have to make cuts after a work stoppage and a potential salary cap, I, for one, would sleep a little easier knowing that the kids are all right. Besides, just talking Dodger baseball gives me an excuse to show you for one last time how the scribes were once again caught throwing poop up against the wall to see if any of it sticks. Oh, those hot, sticky, burning hot, some would say moist, Dodger trade and free agency rumors. Out of all the gossip designed to get us caught up in our fifis, all those stories, by the way, virtually all of them completely unsourced, they only hit on 2 of the 32 hot rumors. Moreover, 19 of those players didn't go to LA, they went somewhere else. So, when the trade deadline comes around, when summer comes around for the Lakers and they're linked to everybody, once again, we need to hold our water. The scribes, the bloggers have no idea what the hell they're talking about. So yeah, a lot of Dodger stuff to discuss. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments thread. I am not looking forward to discussing this story at all. We are going from Jeffrey Epstein to alleged domestic abuse. That is a hell of a way to start off your day with the Pop-Tarts, don't you think? And besides that, I really like the fact that despite the LA Sparks stinking up the joint for years, I really like Rickea Jackson. I like that she decided to actually work on her game as opposed to already thinking she's perfect in every way, like damn near every other lady in the WNBA. Jackson put that Yas Queen empowerment based on nothing trash to the side and focused hardcore on developing her game. Totally respected. I respect her work a lot. But even if she were the yassiest Yas Queen, whoever yassed, Jackson still wouldn't deserve what happened to her over the weekend. She was dating Atlanta Falcons defensive end James Pierce for about 3 years. She said they broke up, and I don't think he liked that relationship update very much on the social medias. He allegedly crashed his vehicle into hers several times Saturday. Then, when the police got involved, he allegedly hit a cop with the vehicle while evading arrest. Pierce is still alive, by the way, despite allegedly hitting the officer, because this took place in Miami, not Minneapolis. But I digress. Jackson said she was being pursued by the guy, so she tried to hightail it to a police station, and he hit Jackson's car multiple times, according to reports. There are photographs of Jackson's vehicle that show damage that back up her claims. The cop who was allegedly struck, he took a shot to the left knee. Pierce, meanwhile, crashed his car at an intersection, tried to flee on foot. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. So yeah, all junk talk about WNBA aside, patently not fair. That's just not cool. Front office types were crowing about how they could not wait to bargain shop in the buyout market for the Lakers. Oh yes, we're going to improve so much in the buyout market. We have an open spot at the end of the bench. Oh, we'd love to get somebody to go into the rotation. And they decided to promote a guy from G League instead. Your 15th and only vacant spot left on the bench goes to a guy named Kobe Buffkin. Now, if he plays, he's a score first, smaller guard. But the scribes didn't care about any of that. Nope. They only cared about his first name being Kobe. Yeah. So the Lakers front office sent J.J. Redick out there to talk to the scribes as if they were kids and try to explain why they got the Dollar Tree version of the toy they wanted for Christmas. Said Redick, quote, "There's a lot of factors that go into the buyout market. I'll just be frank. I know this because I did this when I was working in media. It very rarely produces a player that impacts a team's playoff chances. It just very rarely does. The second part of that is you've got to make sure if you get a buyout player, you've got to make sure that guy is healthy. The guy is ready to play," unquote. And so ultimately, much like a lot of the things that we could say during the last few years of the Lakers, it's overpromise, underdeliver. C'est la vie. New ownership. We've been talking about how that's going to change the front office for quite a while. As reported here recently, former NFL head coach Adam Gase ended a 5-year hiatus from coaching. He is coming back to serve as the passing game coordinator for the Chargers. Now, the optimist could say this guy coached Sam Darnold. But that was when they were both lousy. How can you be on the Jets and not be lousy? So maybe it's a good idea, or maybe the guy is going to discover his inner Jet. And I'd sure as hell hate to see that happen after everything else that Justin Herbert has had to go through during the course of his career. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me, for example, about the Dodgers, about Epstein. Please don't go into detail, thank you. For that matter, what do you think of the Lakers going through and just adding somebody from the G League? And if you enjoyed the update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.